Recently I took you along the journey of setting up my social media business. I took you along the journey of my last week working my 9-to-5 job, and today I want to take you through a little mini journey. This is just a one-day vlog of me kind of trying to make it as an influencer. I guess that's not going to be the title of the video. Hey guys, it's Cassia. Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, I share productivity, lifestyle, work week of my lives as a social media manager and influencer, content creator kind of video. It's all over the place really. I have been doing kind of influencer work on like YouTube and Instagram for a couple years now, but I didn't really take my Instagram all that seriously until maybe like a couple months ago. I mean, like, I've always been serious about it, but I never knew like what I had to do to grow in both my YouTube and my Instagram. I recently had a consultation with an amazing influencer. Her name is Kate Alexandra, and she also does kind of like VA work and social media manager work. So I booked in for one of her consultations and we just had a great chat for about an hour about my socials, and she wrote up a whole like 20-page report on just my socials and giving me tips and tricks. I want to implement them here today. Most of the tips are like ongoing tips, like the engagement ones, which I've been trying to do for the past couple of days, and I have seen a little bit of success with that. But today I want to do more of like the nitty-gritty, like I just want to sit down and do these things and they'll be kind of done kinds of tasks. So I want to take you along with me today. We're having kind of like an influencer day. So if you guys are trying to grow your Instagram too, I would definitely recommend sticking around and watching what we get up to in this video, because all of these tips have been given to me by an influencer and I will be trying them out as an influencer. So today we're going to tackle things like hashtag research, outreaching to brands, engagement tips, and just a whole bunch of other stuff. So this might be a long one. I recommend you grab a beverage and a snack maybe, and let's go over to my work computer. We are at the work desk, glasses are on, which means we mean business. A little snippet of my desk. I've shown it in videos before, but just in case you are curious, I have a bunch of like PR packages that I haven't opened yet because I want to film like reels and stuff of me opening them, so they're just sitting there. Got this beautiful poster of Harry Styles eating banana. It's great. And we're gonna tackle outreaching to brands today. Alrighty, so here's what I've done so far. I've made a couple different sections. So we've got date outreach, we've got the brand name, status. So I did a little drop down menu where I could put like the status of the email, I guess. So I've got emailed, awaiting response, followed up, paid collaboration, gifted collaboration, and no response. And got collab deliverables. So this is just like, if we do end up collabing, I can write in here, you know, they wanted me to do a reel or a mention in a YouTube video, or it's just a gifted collab kind of thing. I can put that in there, and then I can check it to say that it's completed slash it's been paid, so that I can just easily see all the checked ones will be ones that obviously were successful and I did collab with them. I've also done them in separate sheets, so obviously this one is for March, so I'll just like copy that one and create one for April. And then I've also done a brand contact list. I just think it's a good idea to have all of the brand contacts and emails on hand if I ever want to reach out to them again. Maybe we've already collabed, but I feel like in a couple of months or so I will want to do another collab, then I can have their emails here in an easy place to see. So I've got brand, contact name, their email, maybe any notes, don't know what that would be for, but I feel like it's always good, and then collab before, I can tick that. So that is what I've done so far. I'm going to now start putting in all of the brands I have already reached out to and have successfully collabed with, and then I'm going to start outreaching for March as well. So I actually have a post on my Lucky Cat social account where I talk about how to pitch to brands as an influencer. It's a full carousel post. I would recommend reading through this, but basically to sum it all up, I would say, you know, who you are, talk a little bit about you. I wouldn't go in first of all with any stats or anything, any of your following. You can do that if you're comfortable, but for me, I think it's more about creating a relationship with these brands based on you and the kind of content you create rather than your follower count. I'll go in a little bit about who my audience is, you know, women aged 13 to 34, located in Australia, just so they can see that the kind of audience I have is relevant to them and their target market. And then I'll put in a line or two about why I want to work with them. Say it's a brand that I already organically share on my Instagram because I just love their brand, then I can say that. Or it's a brand that I think just aligns with my values and my content. In this part, it also gives some ideas surrounding the collaboration you have in mind. So if you're wanting to create a reel for them, or if you're wanting to do some static posts or show up in your stories, I would say this in this section so that it shows that you've actually thought about it, about what you want to actually do for them, and it takes all of the thinking out from them as well. They don't really have time to come up with ideas for you. It just shows that you've thought about it, you've done the work, and it just makes it really easy for them to just be like yes or no. And then of course just say thank you, polite little wrap it up. I would also at the end there put in some links to your content, so whether that's links to content, say where you've already featured a brand. If you haven't used a brand before but you're wanting to work with them, I would then link posts that are similar to them. If it's a skincare brand, then you can link some of your other posts that are related to skincare so they can see like what kind of work you can do. Or if you're wanting to create a reel for them, you can link some of your most recent reels so they can kind of see, get to know what kind of content you make and see if you guys are a good fit. Once you get a formula down, it should be a lot easier. It's just that I was reaching out to so many brands, and because you want to make it a bit more personal, not just like copy and paste for every single brand, it does take a long time, so be prepared for that.
I feel like I'm always sitting here when I do stories. It's because I'm always working. That was very unflattering. I don't know why I decided to do that.
Just showed up on my stories. That is something I'm trying to do at least every 2 days or every day. I don't know. I am trying to post as much of my stories as I can, and then I want to try and like show my face and chat in my stories at least like 3 times a week. We've done it twice this week. I think this was the second time. Just like get on there and just chat about what I'm doing that day, or like if I have any questions. Like I think it was Monday or Tuesday, I went on my stories and was just saying like how I was struggling to wake up in the morning and get out of bed like early in the morning and actually have a morning routine. Just how I was struggling with that, and if anyone had any tips and whatever. I also put in like a question box, and like to me, I was like filming that, I was just like, I feel so stupid, like no one's gonna care. Who would listen to me about just me struggling to wake up in the morning? But I actually had quite a few responses in my question box. I had quite a few DMs like replying to my stories from other people, just like giving me their advice. Like people genuinely wanted to share. So I think I'm trying to just share anything and everything, and if even just one person responds to me or can relate to me, then it's worth it. I really am just trying to show everything, talk about anything that I feel like other people can relate to maybe, or just interested in. So today I put up a story just about like what I'm doing today, which is vlogging and kind of doing influencer stuff, and I put up a question box to see if anyone has any questions about micro-influencing or anything. I don't feel qualified at all to answer any questions, but the question box is there and we'll see. Okay, so I don't want to show you too much, but I have just sent a brand an invoice, and to do this I use the website Rounded. It is so good if you're a freelancer, small business owner or influencer. I send all of my invoices from here for Lucky Cat Social and for my influencing. You can really customize them, so I put my logo, my name, address and stuff, and also attach your bank feeds as well, and then track your expenses. So that was just for some work I did with Your Soul Rituals. I created a reel for them and I will be posting that reel on Sunday now that I've got the brand's approval. So yes, now I'm gonna go back to my brand tracker and do that. Hello guys, it is about 8 o'clock and I am exhausted. I didn't get around to doing hashtag research like I wanted to. Outreaching to brands, oh my god, I was doing it from like 10 to 1 and then I had a break and then I did it for another hour. I put up my new story highlights as you guys saw and that was a hit. And then I also had to answer some questions for kind of a different collab that I'm doing. So a while ago actually I did a collab with a beautiful influencer from Melbourne. Her name is Rushi Page and I have been a fan of her for so long, and we did a collab for her Faces of Australia series, and now she's been approached to write articles on each guest in the series. So she reached out and is writing an article about me, which is so exciting. This is Rushi's account, by the way. She is so stunning. She is writing articles for Centennial Beauty, so the next one that is coming up will be mine. This is her column, the Faces of Australia column, and I am next. So yeah, so she sent me some questions to answer. She sent me some questions to answer for the article, so I spent a good like 2 hours answering. There's only like 4 questions, but they were really like deep questions. There were questions about my ethnicity and how I'm feeling about the Asian hate crimes, if I've ever experienced racism, things like that. They were very heavy, deep topics, so I pretty much wrote a novel for like all of the questions. So that took up a lot of my time as well. I do want to touch a little bit on the Asian hate crime because it would be wrong of me to just like brush past it. I'm not going to talk about it for too long, mainly because I myself am just like exhausted by everything. For me as an Asian, I guess, I don't know, I can't speak on behalf of other Asians, this is just me. I'm just feeling really exhausted by it all. I think as well because obviously my job is on social media, so all day I'm looking at social media and that's all I was seeing all day, and it's great to see people sharing it. It's so good to see people talking about it, but I think it just got to a point for me today where I was just like exhausted, because the thing is, this isn't like news to me, right? This is my reality. I haven't had any hate crimes personally done to me, but you know, I know about all these hate crimes because I'm scared that they will happen to me every day of my life because I am Asian, you know. I'm not experiencing it every day, but it's still always like in the back of my mind. I'm still always feeling like I don't belong here and I'm not wanted here, I'm not safe here. People don't look at me and just see another Australian girl, even though I was born here. I've always lived in Australia, and yet I just know that when people look at me, they will never see an Australian, which is really hard actually, especially because for so much of my life, I really just didn't accept and appreciate that I am Chinese, I am Asian. Of course, I support the Asian community. That goes without saying, obviously. All of the hate crimes that are happening are horrendous. They should not be happening. And I don't know, I feel like all of this goes without saying. Like, I don't have to say any of this. I'm just telling you how I feel about everything. It is really scary and horrible to just feel like I could just be attacked randomly on the street just because of the way I look. It's like taken me a lot. It's taken me almost 23 years of life. I'm not 23 yet, but it's taken me almost this long to kind of accept, not even accept, but also appreciate my culture. I've really just started kind of identifying as a Chinese Australian, and I am starting to become more proud of being Asian. There was a lot going on in the background of my life that has just made me not want to be Chinese, essentially, but it's something I could never change. My relationship with my culture and my parents because of it and everything like that, it's definitely not for this video. To Rushi, to the question she asked, I talked a lot about racism I've dealt with my whole life, which I haven't ever really delved into on social media, so she's kind of getting like this inside scoop on it all. So if that article is out by the time this vlog goes out, I will link it. Otherwise, when it does come out, I will link it. So I spent so long doing that, and then I also edited and uploaded a reel to go up tonight. So now I'm in bed. Don't mind this situation, we're in the middle of moving, so we don't have our TV or like a table yet for the TV. That's all coming. So for now we have my tiny, look how tiny this TV is. So don't mind all of Seth's clothes. He doesn't have a dresser yet, so that's just there. But I'm catching up on Married at First Sight. We are currently at 1,305 followers. Yesterday I was on, I think, 1,280. So we've actually grown quite a bit within a day, which is insane, and it's all due to me just engaging with a whole bunch of people. I've followed so many creators, engage with their content in hopes that they will follow back and also engage with me. And the way that I kind of find new people to engage with is I will do a couple of things. I will either go to one of my posts, so I'll go to this one, and I will look at the hashtags I've used, which we will be updating the hashtags tomorrow, but I'll go to the hashtags I'll use, and I might pick, let's say, minimalist style daily. It bought me a bubble tea, wintermelon pearl. Let's give this a try. Ooh, it's interesting in a good way. Anyway, back to engaging. So I will go to one of the hashtags and I will just scroll until I find the look of someone that I like some accounts that I like. I'll give them a like, and then I'll go through their accounts and just give some of their other posts a like, leave some comments. So I'll do this with a couple accounts basically until I get bored. Otherwise, I will then go to someone's account that I like. So let's go with Jenny Tran, and then I'll go into her comments, and then I will go through the people who have commented, because they're most likely people who obviously like her content, and I think they might also like mine. So then I'll go through, and if they look like they're also an influencer, or they might just like my kind of stuff, I will then follow and leave some likes. This person's actually also from Perth, so I'll give her a follow and just go through, leave some likes, I'll leave some comments, and I will do this honestly for hours. Like, my screen time is really bad right now. Let's see if I can show you. Tuesdays was crazy, 9 hours and 5 minutes. That was a day that I was really engaging. That was really bad, oh my god. Trying to just find new accounts that I want to follow and that will hopefully want to follow me. So yeah, that's my plan for the evening, is to engage with accounts, watch my Married at First Sight, and drink my bubble tea. What a great night. I will see you guys tomorrow to create some hashtags. Okay, we are here to talk hashtag strategy. Hashtags, I feel like, is something that are always worth having. I feel like some people can benefit from them and some people just don't see anything from them at all, but I think either way it's always beneficial to have them. You kind of need to keep using certain hashtags in most of your posts for Instagram to actually recognize you as part of that hashtag, if that makes sense. Like, that's what's important about niching down, right? It's a similar thing. For me, I'm trying to niche down as like a makeup and skincare blogger, and so obviously the hashtags I use are gonna be relating to that, and so then the more I use certain hashtags that relate to that niche, the more Instagram's going to recognize that my account is a makeup and skincare account, and then we'll start actually ranking me in those hashtags. Hashtag research is just something you just have to keep using and keep going out until it works. But you can't just use any old hashtag. So today we're talking about hashtag strategy. There are a couple of ways to figure out what hashtags you should be using. There's a new trick that's going around right now where you get one of your posts, let's say it's a top performing post or a recent post, and you actually promote it just for $1. You'll cancel the promotion before it even goes through, so you don't actually spend any money. But when you actually put up a promotion, Instagram will tell you the top performing hashtag. So let's do that right now actually. I'm going to choose this one right here. This is just my most recent post. It also says it's been doing 90% better than most of my recent posts. So then I can see what are the main hashtags that people are finding my posts in. For this one, the top one was hashtag Pandora Australia, which I used that hashtag because I was wearing Pandora rings. The ones under that, like hashtag beige palette, style inspiration, minimal style daily, how to be Parisian, I feel like I'm gonna use those in most of my fashion posts. Another way that I like to do is actually seeing what hashtags other accounts that I follow use. So ones that are quite similar to me and post similar content to me, I'll kind of look at what hashtags they use. Obviously I don't know their insights, so I can't tell if those hashtags are working for them. But if you just scroll through just a couple of their posts and you see that they're repeatedly using the same ones, you can probably just assume that they are working for them and they might work for you. This is kind of a trial and error thing because not all hashtags are going to work for everyone. So if one hashtag is performing well for one account, it doesn't mean it's going to do it for you. Right now we are going to plan our hashtags. I'm using Planoly to plan my hashtags because this is just what I use for as a social media marketer and for all of my clients. So actually the first step of this is I want to create at least 5 hashtag sets. To start off, I've just written down some of my content pillars. So these are kind of just the content pillars that I stick to with my own content. So kind of like the categories in which I post. So I post some fashion content and I've kind of niched it down to petite fashion because I am quite short. I'm 5'2" or 5'3". I've also got skincare for dry skin because I have dry skin. So then I want to create at least one set of hashtags for each of these that each set will have 30 hashtags. That's the main thing, is to use 30 hashtags. So now when we look at these hashtags, we want to actually create 30. So I'm going to write a little formula down here. So 15 hashtags you want relating to what you see in the photo. Don't mind my handwriting. And then you want 5 relating to your caption. You want 5 relating to your follower size / niche. Could be things like hashtag discover under 2K, hashtags beauty bloggers, hashtag small bloggers, things like that. And then lastly, you want hashtags relating to your location. So this is kind of the formula we're going to use, and I'm going to create hashtag sets for each of these content pillars, and I will come back to you. And I have gone through and created a whole bunch of different hashtag groups just based on the content pillars I talked about and some other things. So under skincare, I actually have a couple of different categories. So I've got Oz skincare because I often feature a lot of like Australian brands. I've got Korean skincare. We've got Mecca as well because most of the products I own and feature on my Instagram is from Mecca. And so a tip for if you want to work with a certain brand, want to work with H&M, you can go into their following, go into hashtags and just see what hashtags they're following. And I tried to add a few that are kind of relevant to me. They're following a lot of hashtags actually. There we go. I have my hashtag sets all here, and I'm probably going to try and update them at least like every quarter. And yeah, this is the feed I have planned out as well on Planoly. Little thing to add is I've also put in my niche here. So I just put into the kind of my name field, makeup and skincare. You can tell that I'm a makeup and skincare kind of profile, but then I've also niched down for dry skin gals so that people with dry skin can kind of relate to me, might be more inclined to follow me. So yeah, I have niched down and put it in here just so I'm more searchable as well. And those are kind of all the strategies that I will be using to grow my Instagram. If you guys are interested in like an update in like a month or two or like maybe 6 months to see if me doing all of these things actually works, and definitely comment that down below if you guys want that video, and subscribe so you don't miss out. Already through implementing a lot of the strategies that I showed in today's video, I have seen such big growth. Actually, I think during the middle of this video, I don't know if I talked about it, but I removed a lot of dead followers. So that was just like, I've had my account I think since like 2014, and so I had a lot of people in there that followed me then and they're not active on their accounts now. Because even though my follower rate does go down, it does improve my engagement rate. I did delete 100 followers, gained pretty much 60% of the back within a day, because I was then, straight after I did that, I then started engaging with so many accounts, like so many accounts. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I know this was a long one and I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it useful. Assuming that you guys are also trying to grow your Instagram, because why else would you watch this video? I think it'd be amazing if we could all support each other. So definitely leave your Instagram handle in the comments down below, and also maybe what your niche is, and then we can all go and follow each other and support each other, because that would be really amazing. If you guys like makeup, skincare, a little bit of fashion, lifestyle content, definitely follow me on Instagram. I would really love that. I am stepping up my Instagram game from now on, as you can tell. And also subscribe to my channel if you guys like what you see and enjoyed this video today. Also do want to do one of these videos for YouTube, because YouTube is another place that I really want to grow, and I've found so many tips and tricks that have helped me grow within the past year that I want to share with you guys. Subscribe so you don't miss out on that video. Keep a lookout for it because that will be coming soon. I hope you guys all have an amazing day and I will see you in my next video. Bye.